Do you want to set up your own little self-sustaining aquaponic ecosystem with life inside? It's easy to set up and such a must-have at home. Let me show you how to do it. I like to set it up in a spherical glass. This one holds around 15 liters. I started to put some whitish gravel inside the tank and slightly flattened it. Besides that, I really like to put some driftwood inside. Since it would float to the top, I covered it with some black stones to get a nice contrast to the white gravel. Once everything is on its spot, I started to fill the tank with some centimeters of water. For this setup, I used several plants. I decided to choose some small Rotala indica, some waterweed, a Vallisneria, a Pogostemon, and some tiny Rotala walichii. I started to put the bigger plants like the Pogostemon and the waterweed at the back of the tank, since they are already way bigger and will give a nice background. I have divided all the small plants and distributed them in the front area. For setting the small plants into the sand, I like to use a tweezer, since you can just push the plants into the sand with this. I even put one little plant in between the stones. After all the plants are put in place, it's time to add some water. Make sure to fill the tank carefully, otherwise you might pull the plants out of the gravel. Finally, I added some tap water conditioners to enhance the water quality. On the first look after putting everything inside, I was very happy with how it turned out. In the end, I quickly cleaned the tank with some fish-friendly cleaning spray. To get a better feeling of how the plants developed inside the aquaponics system, I time-lapsed everything. Directly from the start, the tank showed a lot of movement, and soon the first plants started to grow. After about 10 days, I measured the water quality, and since it was good, I decided to add some life to my aquaponic system. I added some tiger Nerite snails and some red Sakura shrimp. Continuing the time-lapse, we can see that the snails and shrimps are very active. They ate some of the algae and gave my tank an even cooler look. Also, the plants showed quite some new growth within that time. After over a month, some leaves of the plants had died, and others had already grown quite a lot. So I decided it was time for a little cleanup and trimming. I cut off some of the plants and removed them from the tank. I removed the algae that over time grew at the surface of the glass, and I changed some of the water of my tank. Additionally, I added a nano-tropical almond leaf, which is ideal for shrimp as food. Due to the almond leaf, I had additional algae growth and the water got cloudy, but already after a while, the water started to clear again, as we will see in the time-lapse ending this video.